Okie dokie. How's it going, everybody? We had a quick little speedrun challenge. Left screen, rat race speedrun. Scroll up to the pinned messages. So, it was a quick little event. Basically, the entire point of it was I was going to post 3 different builds. We have one with Tretch, Warp Grinders, and Gorich. Not Gorich, Morskard's Hellion. We have a Giant, Kolek Suneater, and the Swords of Chaos. And then we have Swordmaster Poeth, Eltharion the Grim, and a Star Dragon. You don't have to use all 3 of these builds. The point was that each of these builds is worth $10. First person to get a win on a quick battle using the elements within. Like, obviously, you can have more than just Tretch, just Warp Grinders, and the Morskard's Hellion. But as long as they're in there, it counts. And, yeah. Also, not everybody starts on build 1, obviously. Like, if you want a good chance of winning, maybe try to diversify what builds you're going for. Right. So, a bunch of people played, had a good time. The event was over in like 20 minutes, which is great. It's a speed run, speedy speed run. Yeah, and we had some people win. So let's do this stuff. Let's do this shenanigans. Try to cast them fast too. So, we have the first one. And actually you don't know who won because Those are both different legal builds. But one of these two won the fastest win overall in the first of the 3. So for Chaos, we have Kolek Suneater, who is mandatory. Is he naked? He has Sanderdye. We have the Giant, which is mandatory, and we have the Swords of Chaos. Other than that, what did Loopy bring? Chaos Marauders, Chaos Marauders, Chaos Marauders, Chaos Marauders. Forsaken, we have 4 Skirmish Cav. And the players are trying to strike a balance between winning at all and winning quickly. Because if you win at all, but it takes you 20 minutes, someone else is going to finish before you. And as caster on a Manticore has Plague of Rust and Searing Doom. On the other side, for the Phoenix King, he has the legal build of Star Dragon, Swordmasters of Poeth, and Eltharion is somewhere. Eltharion's in the sky with Soul Quench and Apotheosis. We have 4 Shadow Warriors. 5 Shadow Warriors? 5? Yes, 5. And then we have 1 Illyrian Reaver, 1 Dragon Prince, a very elite force. I mean, I forced him to bring a Star Dragon and Swordmasters, so already it was going to be elite, but the Dragon Princes as well. Both players have a kind of similar idea, you know, a decent amount of skirmish, and then they're big monsters. The problem for Chaos is going to be that the High Elf monsters can fly, so they can pick their engagements much easier than their Chaos variants that are just going to walk around. Also, the High Elves have a skirmish advantage, but they severely lack in infantry because their literal only melee infantry unit is the Swordmasters of Poeth. Illyrian Reavers are going to charge back into some Chaos Marauders after a different Chaos Marauder unit was already routed, and the Phoenix King is off to a pretty good start. Now, this might be a pickle. As the Dragon Princes are fighting the Swords of Chaos, they do get an overcasted Plague of Rust on them, lowering their armor further, but then an Apotheosis giving them healing. The Swords of Chaos are actually getting worked on, but the 4 Skirmish Cav might have something to say about that more than the melee stats of the cavalry themselves. Illyrian Reavers are running away now as they get rear charged by the Chaos Giant and Kolek Suneater, and a Star Dragon sitting by nearby. It's wondering if you can get a free little breath attack or so. Swordmaster's charging through, killing some good stuff. Shadow Warriors are kiting away, but now it looks like all this cavalry is going to plow into melee and actually catch up some of these Shadow Warriors. The 2 of them are already actually decently injured, and 3 are going to get away. Swordmaster's pulling away from Kolek and the Giant. They don't see anything beneficial there for them. They really want to hunt down these Forsaken. Forsaken are just perfect targets for the Swordmasters. Star Dragon Breath Attack from the Phoenix King. It had a nice spatial covering of the Horse Masters. It just didn't hit that many models, it looks like, as it didn't do that much damage. Rear charge from the Illyrian Reavers, and this fight has gone against the Dragon Princes since we last checked in. The Swords of Chaos really stopped taking damage, and they've started to do a lot more. What is happening over here? It looks like an overcasted Searing Doom from Chaos is just trying to do some damage. I don't know how much damage that did, honestly. It was kind of a clustered mess, and I don't know what that Soul Quench was going for, but it looks like it hit some random units. Eltharion and Star Dragon teaming up on Kolek, and this actually looks pretty bad for Chaos at this point, though I suppose they do have 4 Skirmish Cav here, and that is a critical thing to keep in mind. As Star Dragon is not enjoying his time between Kolek and the Chaos Giant at all, and these Dragon Princes are still fighting the Swords of Chaos. Holy shit. How is this still going on? Oh my god. Anyway, Star Dragon's getting his ass beat, and Eltharion's trying to help him out, but he's really not doing that much. Swordmasters are just cleaving through infinite amounts of infantry, but it looks like the Skirmish Cav of Chaos is going to take over this game. and they will be able to shoot everything to death. Star Dragon kind of takes a weird path to get out of here before Eltharion peels up into the sky, fires a Soul Quench, and he will go down. So that means Loopy took the first win of the event on the Chaos factions. That's the fastest time so far from anybody. And Loopy wins himself 10 whole schmeckles. Tretch and Friends, this was the second win. And again, you don't really know who from, because it's Flying Taco and Chosen One. So the Skaven build is going to win, because both players took it. So both players are participating in the speedrun. We have Tretch, we have Morse Guitars, we have Warp Grinders on both teams. All right, cool. So, oh shit, who's who? For the Green Skaven that I forgot, honestly. Ixtras Triads, Eshin Sorcerer, Tretch Craventail, all Vanguarded. Then we have more Eshin Triads Vanguarded with some Wolf Rats. Then we have some Death Runners Vanguarded. And we have more Skitars Hellion, Poisonwind Globes, and a bunch of Skaven Slaves with the Warp Grinders non-Vanguarded. For the other side, okay, this is Chosen One, I think, because Chosen One I thought had the Natty Boobos. I'm not confident about that, but I think. Chosen One is possibly Chosen One. Has 3 Jezzails, 1 Rat Ogre, 2 Poisonwind Globes, a bunch of Skaven Slave Spears. We have Plague Monks in the back, a couple of them. 1 Plague Priest, Tretch Craventail, of course, and the Warp Grinders, of course. My immediate concern for the Vanguarding Skaven is, sure, you got the drop on them, but what the fuck are you going to do with it? I mean, Wolf Rats are going to rout as soon as Morse Guitars Hellion breathes on them. And without their support, without their Poison and Wind Globes, they will be in a bit of a pickle. Tretch is spotted, because he doesn't actually have stock for having Vanguard, and Morse Guitars Hellion just being nearby the Wolf Rats that are getting shot immediately routs them. Cowardly little creatures. High DPS. Cowardly little creatures. I'm going to do double time just as the surround gets set up. His Chosen One starts to pivot his Jezzails. He's firing into the trees, getting a little bit of poke onto the Wolf Rats. And with this style of build, it's not about, like... Some people might be like, you know, oh, well, ammo conservation, Wolf Rats aren't worth it, especially shooting through trees. There is no way in hell this game is going to go long enough with the build the green player brought. I think it's Taco. There's no way that game's going to go long enough that he'll ever worry about running out of ammo. Warp Grinders just get Gatling gunned down and are immediately dead, and they didn't get to do anything. That's kind of hilarious. Death Runners are fighting Skaven Slaves, but Plague Monks are on their way over, and the Death Runners are going to have a hard time. Their armor shredding capabilities won't do jack diddly fuck to anything here. I don't think anything has armor besides the Plague Priest. Ixtras Triads do swarm in through the back, and they... Wait, one of them's a clone. A clone and a real Ixtras Triad swarm through the back, and a Black Whirlwind comes in from the Eshin Sorcerer to just delete some Plague Monks and Skaven Slave Spears and keep them all bound up, as the Wolf Rats and the Ixtras Triads getting in through that side is going to be a huge problem for the Red Skaven. Now what's going well for the Red Skaven is this side. A lot of damage going down, no one's really able to get in, a lot of things are routing off, but ooh, this could be a problem as the Wolf Rats actually do slip past all these forces and are going to get to the Warp Block Jezzails. Shutting them down is just a lot of chaos as the red player has to micro just everything at the same time going wrong. And the green player is doing pretty well at avoiding bad situations for the most part. Looks like Death Runners here are going to fight Plague Monks with Tretch trying to keep them in the fight. And Tretch only has Verminous Valor, so he doesn't have Standard Die to keep these Plague Monks in the fight. And how are they still here? Okay, there they broke. I swear they were negative for like way longer than that. Red is stabilizing their center a little bit, but it looks like the rush of the green player is working out. His Poisonwind Globes are just off in the middle of nowhere. Alright, Warp Grinders are still alive, and they're gonna carry this fucking game. Where are the Morse Guitars? One Morse Guitar's over here, and ow, ooh, ow. Green player's Morse Guitar is actually pretty low. Been getting shot by Jezzails this whole time, it looks like. And with actually a decently healthy Morse Guitars running around, I mean, that's a good source of terror. Maybe they could even just cycle charge and cycle route the rest of this game. Eshin Sorcerer's running around, little low on Winds of Magic probably after that Black Whirlwind. It's not a cheap spell, and he doesn't have Arcane Conduit of any kind. So yeah, going okay. Morse Guitars Hellion charging back in from the green player, and you can see as soon as that terror-causing beast comes in here, we're gonna have Route City in this place. And the other Morse Guitars charges Green Tretch. Now it's Green Tretch and Green Morse Guitars versus a full health Morse Guitars, and he is just getting beat up by this anti-large Chad, this beast of a Skaven Lord. Tretch Craventail's coming for blood. Meanwhile, Death Runners are running in. The red team is a little behind on the balance of power, but their central core of units is okay. Where's their Tretch, actually? That's a big question. I haven't seen him in a bit. There's their Tretch. Their Tretch is still healthy, and Green Morse Guitar is just outperforming Red Morse Guitar at less health. I see this guy hitting all the time. I haven't seen Red Morse Guitars do shit. He's just been standing around, then he misses his one attack, takes a Warp Star on the side, and just gets taken to Pound Town by the other one, and that fucking sucks. I feel that. I feel that from whoever the red player is. I think it's the Chosen One. That is some bullshit-ass Clan Molder unit RNG. You feel it on Throt, you feel it on Morskatars, you feel it on Gorich. When you pay a lot for some big motherfucker like that, and he just runs off into the distance after doing jack diddly nothing, it sucks. It sucks a lot, and I feel that. But at this point, I do think Balance of Power goes against the red team, and green wins. Yeah, it was Flying Taco. So Flying Taco takes the second win with the Skaven build. His one crushers got 0 value. Oh, very funny. Alright. Tretch did okay. For Chosen One, Tretch did eh. And yeah, look at that. Look at that Morskatars RNG. Jesus Christ. I don't, like, to be clear, I don't know if his Morskatars hitting anything would have changed the game, but it would have made it a lot closer. Because imagine he takes out that Morskatars, and then he has the only terror-causing single entity in the entire game. Could have been very different. Because Flying Taco's Morskatars getting into the red wavering lines really caused them to crumble away much quicker. Alright. Yes, 2, and I'll check a message real quick. Okay. Cool. It's not about this. Yes, so here we have the Eltharion, Star Dragon, and Swordmaster build. My cat is biting at the cord. Stop doing that. From Loopy. So if Loopy does win this game, he would have been the third submission with a caveat. So I'm casting these in the order I received them. So we did have the Chaos win first, and then Flying Taco immediately followed up with a Skaven win. And then there was kind of a 5 to 6, 7 minute lull as I was waiting for someone to get me a High Elf replay. We have 5 Spearmen, 2 Sisters of Averlorn, and 1 Swordmaster of Hoeth. We have Eltharion the Grim in the sky, we have a Star Dragon, and some Dragon Princes. For the Lizardmen player, I forgot to check their name, but I will check after this. It doesn't look like they were participating in the event. We have 3 Chameleon Stalker, 2 Temple Guards, Lord Croak, Sorscar Veteran on a T-Rex, Lord Mazdamundi, Double Slan, and 2 Razordon hunting packs. Okay, Sister of Avalorn just chewing up the Razordon hunting packs. Not a lot to see here. Carnosaur is going to go nuts on some Spearmen. And that's probably about it. I don't know. Carnosaurs are weird. They're kind of like single-entity duelists, but then they suck at that. Eltharion and Star Dragon are going to take this time to snipe out Mazdamundi. It's a pretty good choice. The net was already used on Eltharion a little bit ago, so I think he realizes that it's most likely on cooldown. And Sisters of Avalorn realize they are about to die and send their regards on their way out, doing some damage to the Carnosaur before they get eaten alive. Dragon Princes have taken over the backline. Swordmasters of Hoeth take a little bit of fire from that banishment from Mazdamundi, but they are going to get onto Temple Guard. It's actually funny that there's a game with Temple Guard and Swordmasters for once we get to see them go to blows, and I think Swordmasters destroy that fight, but I'm actually not that sure. I don't know if I could explain why people don't take Carnosaurs more than this. They got onto archers, did very little damage, and had to go onto different archers because they were dying just due to fighting archers. That's fucking brutal. At this point, it looks pretty over. Carnosaur's already routing, Mazdamundi's routing and dead, and that his opponent does withdraw. So Loopy takes also the High Elf build, and right after he finished up, Flying Taco and Therian and Papa Palpatine and Phoenix King messaged me with some builds. Yeah. So I wanted to cast one. Papa Palpatine and Phoenix King said their game wasn't that interesting. It was really build roulette. So we skipped that one. But I did want to see. I wanted to see the Flying Taco Therian mirror match showdown. It sounded kind of funny. So for whoever submitted this, I forgot. For High Elves 1, we have Eltharion and Star Dragon. We have 2 Rangers, Swordmasters, 2 Spearmen, and Silverhelms, Dragon Princes, and I swore I saw more. Oh, there they are. Silverhelms and Silverhelms. A lot of Silverhelms and Dragon Princes today. On the other side, we have 4 Bolt Throwers. Silverhelms, Illyrian Reavers, Silverhelms, White Lions, Swordmasters, and White Lions. Okay, alright. Okay. And then I said 4 Bolt Throwers. We have Eltharion on foot, and a Star Dragon in the sky. Good stuff, good stuff. Do either of you have Tempest? Arcane on Forging. Oh, that's a bold one. Arcane on Forging and Healing, and then this guy has Tempest to help out his Star Dragon, along with some Bolt Throwers just to help out a Star Dragon. I'm not sure if the Red Star Dragon really wants to take a 2v1 fight, even with Bolt Thrower support, but, I mean, they're doing okay damage. Maybe with the Tempest you do okay. Though I think Tempest still does do friendly fire damage. Yes. Bolt Thrower is getting nice accuracy at point-blank range. I guess I should commend them for that. Green player setting his cavalry in a long surround, realizing that there's a lot of space to cover and not a lot of assets that can do it, and a brutal breath attack onto the Swordmaster's already doing good damage over there. For the red side, Rangers are getting pulped down by Silverhelms and White Lions, but the first of the cavalry advantage has come in, taking out an entire Bolt Thrower that honestly have gotten pretty good value so far, if you consider how frickin' gigantic of a health pool Star Dragons have, and already he's taken about a quarter of it, and he got healed. So that's decent. Swordmasters, still cleaving through White Lions. It is so hard to remember who's on what side here. Foot Eltharion is trying to fight Dragon Princes along with his Silverhelms. Arcane Unforging is cast under the Silverhelms. feels a little bit wasteful there. But green player's going to do what green player's going to do. In the back, Silverhelms are fighting Silverhelms. And the Silverhelms with shields are losing to the basic Silverhelm, so I'm guessing one of them got a charge off on the other. And the second Bolt Thrower is shut down. Looks like the third was off screen. So we're already down to one Bolt Thrower that is currently in combat with Green's Swordmasters. Green does take a little bit of a lead. Foot Eltharion is currently getting gooned out by a Star Dragon that's at half health even after all of this healing. And Eltharion himself has taken a little bit of damage as well. Certainly not over. Good cycle charging on this side. Looks like these Illyrian Reavers are going to rear charge some Spearmen and some Silverhelms with White Lions and Swordmasters supporting. That pocket should actually go to the red team. But Eltharion routing off over here is going to be a bit of a problem. And if you take the long game at this point, Green Eltharion will be able to heal up his Star Dragon at leisure. Silverhelms. Terror routing turns into a natural route. Spearmen with friends routing nearby and a cycle charge coming in from these Silverhelms. They are going to terror route, but they won't naturally route. But with these Dragon Princes being very healthy, balance of power goes a little bit against this Star Dragon. It's going to be all about the... Aw. He tried to do what the green player did earlier, and just his breath attack was not with him on that one. It picked out one or two guys to kill, and that's it. And the green player gets a nice breath attack onto some White Lions, though I honestly think he also hit his Silverhelms and just kind of said, fuck this whole area in particular. More of red team stuff's moving off. Full health Dragon Princess is going to be a real problem, and I think that the red team Star Dragon is just not going to be enough. It will try to take a quick duel with the green Star Dragon, but with support nearby, you're going to see that red health bar tank quite a lot. And that is it. Well played by both. Flying Taco and Aetherian, thanks for letting me cast that, even though the event was over. I still enjoy it. But, wait, Hummus Boy, what is Build 3? Well, there's a little bit of a story behind Build 3. For Poland sent me a screenshot of the end screen for this game about 3 to 4 minutes before the first High Elf replay that won, Loopy won, was sent. And he was having trouble finding where it was on his computer. And for reference, as far as I understood it, it wasn't with other normal replays, like something got screwed up somewhere, and for Poland was having a hard time finding his replay, and that was very frustrating. So I still wanted to cast it, as this had potential to be the first win, but technical issues got in the way. So for Poland, we have Eltharion the Grim, we have the Star Dragon, as the event says, Swordmaster Poet, then we have 3 basic archers, 2 rangers on the far side, some spearmen, and a White Lion Chariot. For Battle Frog, we have great swords, swordsmen, more swordsmen, a steam tank, Volkmar the Grim, a warrior priest, and another warrior priest, so no magic, just triple Sigmarite lads. 3 crossbowmen, some swordsmen, and a Hellstorm rocket battery. That's a lot of anti-infantry, not a ton of single entity killing pressure. It's going to have to be these crossbowmen, which you can see why dragons aren't super popular in the current meta, as even basic bowmen can take them down if they aim well enough. And a beautiful Star Dragon shot is going to take out that long and thin line of the crossmen. Kind of surprised they didn't route. Oh, their leadership thing is just bugged. Like, the value was super negative. Okay, Eltharion's fighting swordsmen, disrupting them for a little bit, and Volkmar is going to run in and try to deal with him. Star Dragon's hanging off to one side, just trying to avoid these crossbowmen as Lion Chariots plow in, routing off some stuff. Archers are now in range, and they're going to support with the incoming fire, and the Lion Chariots, the crossmen, are going to route. And I don't know if they'll be chased off. There's not a lot of mobility for the High Elves, and the Lion Chariots are more busy than chasing down random nonsense. Eltharion got a little wounded fighting Volkmar. It looks like the Warrior Priests spread out are going to start casting their Soul Fire Bombardment. I don't hate this tactic, kind of. I mean, obviously you should have the mage, obviously 100%. But I do like the concept of taking like 2 warrior priests and spreading them out so you can win a bunch of frontline fights with free quote-unquote spells from the Soulfire Bombardment. I like that aspect of it. Obviously, I think a mage is more worth it than 3 of that, but 2, not bad. Star Dragon's going to snipe out the Steam Tank, and that is a bad time to have a Steam Tank, my friend. That is very rough for you. Altharian's chasing off a whole bunch of stuff. At this point, I wouldn't hate to see him commit to chasing things, since this Great Sword unit could come back, and these 2 crossbowmen could come back and poke at the Star Dragon a little bit. Balance power is a little in the high elf favor, though I think the state of the battle is very in the high elf favor. I guess the Star Dragon's not doing as well against the Steam Tank as I would have thought, so maybe that's a big component of it. Crossbowmen do need to be rallied by the Empire player. It looks like they will not be rallied in time, and when they get rear charged by Altharian, they will 100% break, and when he breaks, his friend will break, and there they both go. Bounce power is still about where we left it, and really that Steam Tank is hanging on much better against the Star Dragon than anybody would have supposed. Warrior Priest is trying to help out with this little situation, but these are swordsmen, not spearmen or halberdiers or anything, so they don't get any bonuses versus that Star Dragon. Warrior Priest has run off to go fight random archers for fun. And Altharian is working on chasing off 4 different units, and when they go off the battlefield, we'll see this bounce power really start to change as their theoretical value goes away. More routing units, more chasing. Star Dragon's going to fight Volkmar, and now it's getting some value. Steam Tank, too hard to fight. Volkmar, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Bounce power is quite against the Empire player, and I'm guessing they drop out soon. Yes, they do. So that was pretty... That was a pretty good game. It is very unfortunate for Poland that that it didn't quite go his way on the whole computer front. So I changed my little picture to be the Polish flag with a little Skaven on it, just to be like, hey buddy, I got you. I'm sorry that happened to you, but Poland's nice. Bada boom. We tried to roll through that pretty quick, as it was a Rat Race speedrun event, so it should be a speedrun cast. I didn't really want to do it live because I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but it was pretty to the point, so I didn't want to set up a whole live stream. Oh, everybody get ready. 15-minute countdown. Okay, we cast stuff for 10 minutes. Goodbye forever. Anyway, I can scroll up and just give you an overview. So, congratulations to... Where the hell is the... Yes. Flying Taco for winning the Skaven, and Loopy for winning Chaos and High Elves. Flying Taco wins $10, Loopy wins $20, and I hope you'll all be around for more speedruns soon. I haven't done a speedrun in a while. I really liked them, but their viewership was absolute shit. So I hadn't done one for a while. Okay, alright. Goodbye forever.